Ja, dames en heren, goedemiddag en hartelijk welkom bij de Invictus Games 2022 op het Zuiderpark in Den Haag. Mijn naam is René Treur. Ik ben hier vandaag als host voor de e-sports competities die hier gaan plaatsvinden in de Invictus Games Foundation e-sports tent. En die staat achterin de fanzone, dus kom lekker kijken, al zit je de stream te kijken, maar je bent hier op locatie. Kom lekker naar de tent, kom lekker een potje FIFA spelen, kom een potje aim trainer spelen. Er staan playseats achterin met super vette race games. Er is voor ieder wat wils. Dus de sportfanaten, de shooterfanaten, de racers, die komen allemaal aan hun trekken hier. En het leukste is, je kunt hier naast mij op de bank komen zitten om een potje FIFA te spelen. En dan kan je ook hele leuke prijzen winnen. Dus kom gerust hier naartoe, kom lekker meekijken. En ik krijg straks een aantal bijzondere gasten die ik mag interviewen, daarover later meer. Ik krijg straks dus een aantal FIFA-spelers hier en die gaan leuke prijzen verdienen. Daar ga ik live commentaar bij geven. En ja, wie ben ik nou voor de kijkers die het niet weten? Ik ben e-sports commentator met name, inmiddels ook sportcommentator af en toe. En dat betekent eigenlijk dat ik hier afgelopen zondag en maandag op dag 1 en 2 ook al was. Toen als sportcommentator, om de highlight reels aan elkaar te praten in het Engels. Oh, volgens mij moesten we vandaag ook in het Engels, of niet, Tom? Ja. I just get the message that today we were supposed to go in English as well. So once again, let's welcome you to the Invictus Games 2022 in The Hague, in the Zuiderpark, beautiful large park. And we are here in the Invictus Games Foundation esports stand in the back of the fan zone. And you're very welcome to come and visit us here and to come play a game of FIFA in order to win some cool prizes on stream. Or you can play a game of aim trainer over here on the left. And of course in the back we have some play seats and PCs as well to play games like League of Legends or race games. Everyone can find whatever they are looking for. And like I said, my name is René Treur. I will be your host for today. I will have a couple of very special guests on this couch today as well. Probably some of the Invictus Games athletes as well, with all their special stories. So you'll find out in short time. Now who am I? You're probably wondering. I'm an esports commentator. I'm mostly known for doing FIFA and Pro Evolution Soccer, or as they call it now, eFootball. But I've also done shooters in the past, like Counter-Strike, Rainbow Six, several TV shows in Holland and Belgium, as well as some European and World Championships in Pro Evolution Soccer. And basically doing that, I've actually become a sports broadcaster as well. I've done football matches for Eredivisie, the Dutch top flight football league. And of course, after that, doing the Invictus Games highlight reels as well, past Sunday and Monday, as I was telling in Dutch just now. And I saw some inspiring stories there. Each day we got to walk the venue and see the athletes for ourselves in action. And then at night, around 8 o'clock, I'd get all the highlights delivered. Then I'd have to write my text and narrate the videos, the 30-minute videos with the highlights of the day. So very special for me to be here. First as a sports commentator and today as an esports host. And I've seen some very, very special stuff. We'll hope to get some players in here to do some FIFA soon. But until then, I can tell you a little bit about how I got into gaming myself. Because I'm not here as a military veteran or anything. I have no background in the military. I do have a background in gaming. Basically when I was young and playing football all the time, at some point I broke my ankle. So that's when I was stuck at home with my leg in a casket and I was doing a lot of online games. I was doing my homework and online games and not much else. So I was playing a lot of Counter-Strike back then. 56k modem, so it wasn't too great a connection, but it got the job done. And I was clicking heads online and then someone told me, hey man, we have a team, do you want to join us? And I told him, like, what are you talking about? We're both counter-terrorists, we're both on the same team. And he said, no, we have a fixed team with 6 players. We practice every night, we practice every weekend, and we play competitions now and then online, but also sometimes offline competitions, like we have here, for instance. In order to try and win prizes, to try and become the best team in the Netherlands, and to try and reach a World Finals event. Now that was easier said than done. We never managed to go to the World Finals because, in all fairness, for Dutch people, gaming back then was just a hobby, something you do besides study or work. And back then already in mainly Asia, Scandinavia, but also Germany and the United States, already had full-time sponsored esports teams. So they had professional gamers, full-time professionals. And especially in a team game, 5 versus 5, it's going to be awfully hard to compete with full-time professional teams if you don't have that sponsorship in order to be allowed to practice enough time and also spend enough time analyzing your opponents. Obviously that's a great part of it as well. As we see in sports, there are coaches, there are mental coaches, there are analysts, and they look at the highlights and the videos of their upcoming opponents. That is something that has become more and more important in esports as well. So in order to compete at the highest level in the world, you're going to have to spend time both mastering the game, reaching the skill ceiling of the game, but also analyze your opponents, analyze your own gameplay, analyze your mistakes, see how you can improve, where you can improve, see what went well, in order to become, well, maybe the best in the world. But like I said, never managed to do so myself. I played Counter-Strike for 3 years at tournaments. We managed to win one Dutch tournament, and I placed top 3 at several. And at some point, yeah, we got some nice prizes, but then I decided to become a commentator. But I think we've got some gamers coming in for a game of FIFA. Hell yes. There it goes. So we're gonna get the prizes ready in a minute for you guys. We've got some HyperX goodies to give away. And obviously I'm very anxious to see how these guys will do. I'll make room, scoot over. There you go, guys. And a startup, both Dutch obviously from the Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Invictus Games 2022 live at the Zuiderpark in The Hague in the Invictus Games Foundation esports stand. It's all the way in the back of the fan zone. Be sure to come and visit us if you're here at the park looking at the stream. And of course, if you're watching the stream from home, thank you all for joining us. I'm here live with Rick and Brent. Did I remember that correct? All right, nice. And they're about to play a game of FIFA, and the winner gets some HyperX goodies. Let's see if they're ready yet. Nope, Milo hasn't been paying attention. No worries, we'll get him back later. He's busy with a cosplayer in the back. However, here in the esports stand, we have a FIFA setup. We have some aim trainers as well. We have some play seats in the back for race gamers. We've got a lot of desktop setups in order to be able to play your favorite games. There's a lot of different games to be played here, so be sure to come out here. And we're hoping to get maybe esports as a part of the Invictus Games next year in Düsseldorf as an official part of the competitions. Maybe even get some medals for that. But first, let's introduce the guys. You're ready to play, guys?
Yes. Yep.
I see you chose Bayern Munich.
Germany.
Oh, you chose Germany. Nice. And you chose?
France.
France. Nice. So go ahead and kick things off, lads. Did you play a lot of FIFA before?
Yeah.
A lot. Okay. Nice. And what are you doing here at the Invictus Games? Are you just
We're a class from school.
Ah, very cool. Right. What's your study? If you want, you can say it in Dutch if it's hard to translate. Beveiliging. Ah, security. Very cool, very cool. These guys are going to be security next year in Düsseldorf for the Invictus Games 2023. Right? Yeah, for sure. Make sure they're there. Here they go with the kickoff. Playing FIFA 2022, of course. Karim Benzema coming out for France, the man in form for Real Madrid, of course. As I said before, but I don't think the mic was working. My name's René Treur. I'm an esports commentator, and actually, after a couple of years as esports commentator, also got to do actual sports commentary. So now I'm a football commentator for Eredivisie matches of Willem II, all the home games. And oh, good start from Brent with Germany. But then France takes over. It's Rick on the ball, quickly trying to counter. He's quick on the break, good rotation. Germany, however, back with full focus. I was gonna say I was also allowed to do game day 1 and day 2 of the Invictus Games as an actual sports commentator, doing the English highlight reels. Each day we had a segment of 30 minutes, but I have to focus here because Germany's coming out very, very dangerously. Brent with the first shot, just wide of the target. However, he's looking dangerous, and of course, check the controls because you're gonna want to have your settings perfectly in order to be able to win those goodies. HyperX providing some of them, and our partners here at the Invictus Games Foundation, obviously the foundation itself, but also H20 with their Go Gaming project, and also the Global Esports Federation. They will be here as well with a delegation. In fact, I get to interview Koen Schobbers later today. He's one of the speakers for the federation, but he's so much more than that. He's a former professional Trackmania Nations player, former professional Rocket League player and coach. He's now an esports commentator like me as well, and an esports host as well. So yeah, I'm anxious to see him again. Seen him many times, spoken to him many times, but today in an official capacity, doing an interview with him, see what he's been up to. Looking forward to it. And then France, on behalf of Germany, threatening dangerously, but finally relinquishing possession as the ball goes out over the halfway line. Now with Germany, it's Brent coming out dangerously. The guys who are ooh, there we go. Good shot. Great shot on target from Brent with Germany. France defending very well. Hugo Lloris, manual goalkeeping to put him in the short corner and prevent a certain goal there. Well done by Rick. There we go, Germany coming out with the counter. Instantly taken over from the goal kick. Another shot on target. Oh, just wide. So close to a great goal. Brent, obviously the more dangerous player in the first 18 minutes of this match. Let's see if Rick can come back in this. Now guys, visiting the Invictus Games, obviously with your school. Did you see any special stuff happening today?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah? What's the sport you like most? True, yeah.
And I am an arbitrage in soccer.
You're what in soccer?
Arbiter.
Ah, right, you're a referee.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. We've got a soccer referee here, or football referee as we call it, and a football player, obviously, as well. And these guys are very good in FIFA as well. Did you ever play FIFA tournaments? No? Any other type of esports tournament that you visited?
I believe the Rocket League one.
Rocket League, oh cool. Was there an event in Holland?
I
Or-
don't remember.
Ah. And did you play there or did you just visit to watch?
I visited to watch.
Oh nice, so they had probably professional gamers there.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh wow! Whips in a cross and a bicycle kick while talking. Brent doing very well. Come on Rick, you have to get him, mate. Rick's doing fine, keeping him off defensively, but hasn't created more than one chance so far in the first half. However, that's the way that FIFA can go oftentimes, that one half is dominated by one player and the other half suddenly goes the other way. Wow, as I say that, Rick just totally annihilates all defenders and then shoots just wide of the target. Best chance Rick had so far, creating space for himself in between two defenders, sending both of them searching into the woods, chasing ghosts. Great skill moves, and now Brent has been warned. He was feeling comfortable, however he knows that Rick is dangerous as well. However, on the other side, Brent with a good shot, slapped wide by Hugo Lloris. As it's 5 minutes into half time and we have yet to find our first goal, but both players threaten with big chances. Spectacular stuff. France now on the break. Just one man, Kingsley Coman, but he's already skipped past two midfielders. Then the defender is there to deal with it and Brent takes over near the halfway line, tries to launch his own attack. France is there to counter. Rick on the left side of the field. Good cross, good through ball. Oh, great drag back, just the right timing. Elastico and the shot, and there's the first goal. Against the run of play, but it's Rick opening the scoring. Well worked, and I think that's Paul Pogba on the end of it. Yep, confirmed, it's number 6, Paul Pogba. The man playing at Manchester United for a load of years now, after moving back there from Juventus, has been touted to be one of the eyed transfer rumors from Juventus this year, to bring him back there for a second time, perhaps. Because it appears that Pogba has not been too happy with his time in Manchester and the support mainly that he receives for what he has done. Now France 1-0 up against Germany. We're into half-time. A lot of tweaking of the formation, especially Brent switching out formation. I think you're playing in a 4-2-3-1?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. And you? Do you know the formation that you're using? 4-3-3?
No, my formation is 4-2-1-2.
4-2-1-2. Ah, that's a popular one as well this year. There's not one formation that everyone uses this year. The 4-2-2-2 is also very popular in FIFA 22. Last year in FIFA 21 we had one. Oh, look at that! Big chance, big goal as well. France 2-0 up. It's Rick massively scoring. And Brent was looking so good the first 30 minutes, creating 3 big chances. However, close to converting, but Hugo Lloris saved France a number of times. Manuel Neuer can't do the same at the other end of the pitch. And now it's Germany on the ball, chasing the game. Mountain to climb, 52nd minute. Brent on the ball, however, on the left side of the pitch near the midway line. Loses possession. France with another sharp counter. Rick coming out on the left side of the field. Good combinations there. Kingsley Coman feeds it into Kylian Mbappé. Right side flank, whips in across. Header is there, 3-0. 55th minute and France go up 3-0. Rick with spectacular play. Karim Benzema on the end of it. Who else? Who else you'd almost say? Playing a spectacular season for Real Madrid, for France as well, of course, in the Nations League, in the World Cup qualifications as well. And then, of course, in the Champions League, he's Mr. Champions League, obviously surpassed Ruud van Nistelrooy on the scoring charts this season. He's now nearing Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, scoring a bunch of goals for Real Madrid in Champions League. Ever since Ronaldo left, he is the focal point of their attack. And he shows it here on the digital pitch as well. Brandt taking over with Germany. Great through ball attempt, one-on-one. One defender to beat, another defender there. Oh, good shot, but the keeper saves it. Again, it's Hugo Lloris doing massive work for France. And Rick lives the fight again with the 2-0 scoreline. Apparently, one of his goals cancelled due to offside. This one surely not offside. Great volley, great save as well. Neuer slaps it out. Another volley on the side of the crossbar and out. Oh, it's Germany on the break. However, France take over quickly. Another shot crunched in the body of defenders, goes wide. I thought there was going to be a corner, but 65th minute and we get to see a goal kick for Germany. Brandt with a little bit room to breathe. However, these are phenomenal moments. Brandt has dominated possession, I feel, this game, especially in the first half. However, he got 2 great goals against him, 3 if you count the one that was offside. Rick has been fighting valiantly, creating chances more and more in the second half. However, here comes Brett on the flank. Gnabry whips one in. Oh, it was Sane actually with the cross. Gnabry on the end of it. Teammates at Bayern Munich in recent times. Sane coming in from Manchester City, of course. Here we go, France take over near the edge of their own 16-yard box. Rick on the break loses possession. It's Brandt coming back in it. Good offensive maneuver, great 1-2, the give and go. And Sane controls the ball very well, shoots with his arguably weaker left foot. Short corner, keeper saves it. And we're about to head into the final 15 minutes of the game. Spectacular stuff so far. Guys, how are you liking this with live commentary? Is it distracting or is it... It's probably the first time you play with a commentator besides you. Yeah. How do you like it, Brent?
It's a change, but it's a welcome change.
Welcome change. Oh, that's nice to hear. That's great to hear. Obviously, it can distract you. However, it can also help you build momentum. Because once you get into the adrenaline of an offline tournament, I know the feeling when there's people watching live and when there's a commentator screaming, it can help you massively. But of course, if you're a couple of goals down, it can also hurt you massively and lift up the spirits of your opponent. However, here comes France. It's Rick with another good shot on the side of the crossbar. Now, that's the second time that happens in the second half. Germany tries to get out of it. Brandt can't find his football feet like he did in the first half. However, here's a good maneuver from him. Skips past the defensive midfielder. I think that's N'Golo Kante there. And now with Sane on the left, feeds it in with a great through ball. Oh, keeper crunches it. Again, Hugo Lloris, the captain of France, showing why he has that captain's armband on his arm. What a phenomenal save indeed. Here we go, great cross. Rick coming out. Brandt trying to stop him, pushes him wide of the field and gets to take the throw in. But will he have enough time? 5 minutes left to play. And I've recently had a throat infection, so my vocal cords are still a bit sloppy. However, we're about to see another good cross from France. Volley, well defended there. But I think Joshua Kimmich coming back from midfield to help out for Brandt. Good manual control of his midfielder to bring him in between the central duo. We're having a lot of problems with the French attackers, and there it is, final whistle, 2-0 for Rick. Guys, how do you feel about that game? Rick, are you happy?
I'm happy.
Yeah, of course, very happy. Managed to win. Brandt, how do you feel about this game? Was it a rightful win, or should you have taken it?
I'm not really sure.
You had a lot of possession in the first half and a lot of big chances as well.
If I'm completely honest, I have never played FIFA 22 yet.
Ah, really?
I haven't played it yet.
Really? Well,
It's my first time.
you did fine. Have you played it before?
I play every day FIFA,
Ah,
playing in the division.
nice. Nice. So obviously that experience helps you win against Brandt, even though he had a great start. In the end, we see amount of shots about the same, possession about the same. So yeah, it's all about taking those chances. Any tips for the viewers at home? What to do when you want to become better at FIFA?
My tips is you calm down. I play FIFA. I'm calm.
Mm-hmm.
And so I win. I watch games.
Nice. So I'm not sure if you heard it well because we only have one mic, but staying calm, and of course that helps you win your games, obviously. Thank you so much, guys. for playing. Anything you wanna say to the viewers at home? Anything you wanna add? No? About the Invictus games? Should they all come and look tomorrow or the day after?
Definitely.
Nice, nice. Good to hear. Thank you, guys. And if you want to play another game, I think that's fine. Oh, we have, yeah, of course. We have the prize. I'm not sure if I can stand up. Would you grab one of those prizes for your friend Rick? Yeah, I think that's it. There you go, mate. Winner won it fair and square. And I'm not sure if Milo has an. All right, we have a first and second place. Nice. That's for you, my man. Oh, sick. We've got a Haste HyperX Pulse Fire mouse. Nice. You're welcome, mate. All right. Well, guys, we're going to have a short break, and we'll be back with you soon with a special guest and another couple of games of FIFA, so stay tuned. And if you're close to The Hague, be sure to come to the Zuiderpark. Today when I arrived, there were plenty of parking spaces left in the area surrounding the park, and then it's just a 10-minute walk into the park, and you'll be allowed to. It's even free entry for most of the events. Some sports you have to buy a ticket, but you're free to come and have a look, so see you soon. Ja, dames en heren, welkom terug op de Invictus Games 2022 in het Zuiderpark in Den Haag. We zijn hier op de Invictus Games Foundation e-sport stand en die is achter in de fanzone. Mocht je hier toevallig in de buurt zijn, kom lekker kijken, kom lekker spelen. We hebben playseats achterin voor de race gamers. We hebben een aantal... Oh, Engels, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm skipping to English. I have to get used to that a little bit. Welcome back to the Invictus Games 2022 in The Hague. Of course, we're in the Invictus Games Foundation esports stand. That's basically the same as I just said. And we're at the back of the fan zone, so be sure to come have a look. We've got a couple of play seats, a couple of desktops in order to play your favorite games. We've got a FIFA setup here, and you can even win some prizes. You can just come in with a friend, play each other, and the winner gets a HyperX accessory, either a mouse or a keyboard or a headset. And we have some aim trainers as well for the shooter gamers. Now I've got a shooter gamer besides me as well. It's Arnoud. Arnoud, what brings you here?
Yes, I'm a student at the Hague University and also an intern at the ROC Mondriaan Esports. It's a startup first thing. It's a program for students that are really good at what they're doing, and as a reward they're allowed to join the esports program.
Very cool.
And I'm an esporter myself. Well, I used to be, now I'm more a student. I have a nice girlfriend, and so it's now laid back gaming.
Not enough time
Now
to compete.
Other priorities.
Yeah.
But I used to compete very hard, and now I still like to compete, but it doesn't really matter that much anymore if I lose a game.
Yeah, exactly. So you used to play Call of Duty and Battlefield?
Yeah, I used to play Battlefield 3 on the highest level, competitive.
Nice.
I started off in the smallest Dutch clan, as they call it, and worked my way up. And in the end, I got into the Netherlands, the team of the Netherlands, and in the best clan of the world at that time. So
very cool.
Yeah, so, super nice.
What's the best experience that you had during your gaming career?
Yeah, maybe some of you guys know it. It's the clan called Infamous, also a clan in Call of Duty representative. I think even in FIFA it's a representative, Infamous, I4L Esports. And I was a chopper gunner, and in chopper gunner seat you have a missile called the TV missile, and it was very hard to control, and it was a very typical skill that was needed in the top of the league.
Right.
And in the beginning...
Doesn't that make the game a bit more boring when you focus on one particular skill all the time?
It makes it really boring, but also very entertaining for the people to watch someone. I'm not going to say I'm really good, but well, I was really good. But someone performing on that level with that specific skill set. So yeah, the best thing that happened to me was we started off the game and I hit like 4 or 5 targets, very hard to hit targets, mid-air.
Nice.
And that really gave us the win already in that game. So yeah, that was very hype. And at that time I was streaming as well, and there were 800, 900 people watching, and we're talking 2012. So no webcam, no comms, nothing.
Yeah. And did you play many events offline as well?
No, unfortunately no. I was quite young, 15, and at that time the esports scene was growing, but not as much. I played in a really international team, that's what we had, and we had fans all over the world, but we never really played events.
I know exactly what you mean. I used to play Counter-Strike between 2004 and 2008, and we won some tournaments here in Holland, offline tournaments, but then you win it and you're playing from Friday night until Sunday afternoon. That's like 3 days out of your life, and then you get either you get some hardware or you get 300 euros to the fight with your team of 5 people. So yeah, it's hard to put in the amount of time needed to practice to reach that level and to stay at that level when there's not really the big reward for it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's becoming better and better, right, in the esports scene?
It's absolutely amazing. I was super astonished by, for example, Fortnite, where there was a Dutch guy who won like 1 million euros.
Yeah, exactly. Dave de Jong?
Dave de Jong. It was Dave de Jong. Yeah, he won 1 million, and I was
Rojo.
super surprised by that.
Yeah.
So super good for the scene, and it's also the 4th biggest
prize purse.
The 4th biggest thing in the world economics-wise.
Oh, right. Yeah, the esports industry.
Yeah,
or the gaming industry.
Yeah, the gaming industry, the esport industry is growing and growing.
Yeah, for sure.
So super cool.
Great stuff. Yeah, you want to play a game of FIFA while we're talking?
Sure. Yeah.
Cool. So you told me you were into sports now.
Yeah.
What kind of sports do you like?
I've always been in sports, and I've always been very competitive. So I used to ice speed skate, and I did that at the highest level until my 17th I was training 8 times in the week and combining at that time with gaming.
Yeah.
I was
So
quite isolated.
What part of Holland are you from?
I'm from Noordwijk. It's
Noordwijk,
on the
right,
border
right.
of Zuid-Holland and Noord-Holland.
Yeah, I know it
At the
very well.
coast.
Near the coast, yeah.
Yeah.
But do you have a big ice skating ring there where you could practice, or did you have to travel a lot?
It was in Haarlem, so it was a 25-minute
right.
drive. Wasn't that bad.
Oh, cool.
What team are we going to play?
I actually go bouldering and climbing in Haarlem frequently.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I do climb as well now.
Yeah.
Yeah, bouldering.
Oh, you
Super
do it
nice.
as well?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. My man. Where do you do it?
In Kunststof in Leiden.
Kickoff Leiden. Yeah. I could go there as well because I'm from Nieuwveen, so Haarlem is like, it's 40 to 50 minutes up from me.
Oh, yeah, cool.
And I could go down south to Leiden. It's probably even closer, but thing is,
Nice.
we started out our climbing career there, and it's always so much fun, and you know some people there.
So you do someone else?
Me and my girlfriend.
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Climbing with my girlfriend as well.
Ah, nice.
Unbelievable.
My man. What is happening?
So similar.
Yeah.
What teams are we playing? What do you want?
What would you like? I'll take a similar team when it comes to skill.
Okay. It's been quite a while that I played FIFA.
Oh, for me too.
Let's pick.
That's the weird thing. I'm a FIFA commentator, but for the past few editions, I've only played like once every 1.5 months, I guess, with my friends. Just have a beer and play each
yeah,
other.
that's quite fun though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think Atletica is a nice team.
Let's see. I'll take a club team as well. Yeah, let's take something Italian that's close to the skill level.
So yeah, in general, I'm a super competitive personality. I always want to win. I always want to.
Don't break it, huh?
No. It will stay safe. It will stay safe.
Shirts are okay, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
No, but back in the days, that was a problem. I was really angry sometimes and couldn't, keep myself in.
Yeah, contain your emotions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's better.
Yeah. I do know the feeling about when you're playing online and when you suspect that someone is cheating.
Oh yeah,
that always
awful.
brought out the worst in me.
That's awful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had it with Counter-Strike as well. I played Counter-Strike occasionally. Also, okay level. I was Supreme, so that was okay.
Nice. So that's Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Yeah,
probably.
Global Offensive.
I played before we even had ranks.
Oh, you had Source?
Even the 1.6 version before.
1.6 before, okay.
Yeah. And then when Source came out, I didn't like the game, so. And the community split in half, so prices were halved, amount of tournaments was half, and I was like, meh, I don't want to play that new game.
No.
I'm gonna have to do my buttons. I'm definitely not ready. I always have a very particular control setup. It's very weird.
I'm gonna see what you have.
Let's see, customize controls. There we go.
What do you use?
I think they probably already turned off the training. Oh, no. Hide it, definitely. Otherwise, it's gonna give all the tips on screen.
Yeah, where you're
about
gonna
what
play.
to do. Yeah, exactly.
I can defend really well then.
I have the true ball. I always put it on L1.
Oh yeah, okay.
And the player run modifier on the triangle button, and then I put running, sprinting on R1. Although maybe it's with this controller, it's probably nicer on.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll just do it like you always did it. And then, yeah, that's it, I guess. And then defensively, I also adapt something. Contain.
How did you get into these kind of settings?
I don't know. I think it's what the guys before me were using.
Oh, okay.
But no, that's good. Contain.
I think I just play standard, and then with the trainer off.
Yeah, I think like this is temporary config for sure. Let's go. I'm ready.
I'm gonna do it as well.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yes, settings, control scheme. Yes.
Cool. So visiting the Invictus games, what is it something that you do for school or for yourself?
It's part of my internship.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's a super cool event. I think it's amazing. There's so much different things going on.
Is this your first day here today?
It's my first day here today, but probably will turn up more than just once.
Nice, very nice.
FIFA trainer, hide. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think this is it, right?
Tomorrow, yeah. tomorrow is the last day of competition, so if you want to come and check it out, be sure to come.
Yeah, we'll definitely
Either,
come.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Super nice.
So
Right, ready?
So I was, yeah.
All right, let's go.
Let's
see.
do it. I was here Sunday and Monday as a commentator for the actual sports.
Yeah.
For archery, athletics, and oh wait, I'm on the ball. Oops.
Yes, I got him.
I was so into my story. I was thinking that was you controlling. But yeah, archery, athletics, and sitting volleyball, which is my personal favorite. to see.
Sitting volleyball, that's
Yeah.
quite nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Through the ball, bring it in.
Ooh. It was in the end. It was Georgia winning against Poland in the finals, and the Dutch mixed team. Some teams are called unconquered, and they have a mix of several countries because they don't have a full team. Then we had 4 Dutch people, 2 Belgians, and sorry, not an Italian, but an American lady.
Yeah.
And they managed to almost get the bronze medals, but they were edged out by the USA. Had a very nice team as well.
And how does it work? A specific rule set for the volleyball?
Yeah, they're not allowed to travel out of their position. They can go around their torso, of course, and but they're not allowed to step if they. Most of them are missing limbs, obviously, but not necessarily. So if not, you're not allowed to use your legs, basically. Oh, bad through ball attempt. Well read.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a red card. Referee.
No, nothing.
Oh, come on, call the cops. Whip out the caution tape. That's a crime scene. Oh.
It was actually a good
Yes,
tackle.
it was good. It was on the ball. Nice. Oh, is this the FIFA trainer?
Oh shit! I'm sorry, I skipped.
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm sorry.
Oh, right. It's my free kick.
Yeah, it's your
so
free kick.
I have no clue how this works, but I'll just put it wide of the target.
Oh, looks quite
Oh,
good.
it's actually on target. Happy with that.
So actually, a fun thing that I do is I play pro clubs on this game
All right.
with my mates, my brother and a couple mates.
Very cool. So, for the viewers that don't know, that's when you have a couple of guys controlling a team, and each player controls an individual person on the field, and you can't switch, right?
Yeah. So
It's
you have
not like we're doing now. You can't switch between midfield, offense, and that's very cool.
and you can have the option that one player of the team can steer them all. So the ones that you don't. Oh.
Oh, come on,
Oh,
finish
nice.
it. Good save.
Close one. Yeah, so one person can have the option to play all the players that are not played by the
by teammates if
by
you don't have
teammates.
11.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we usually have a full midfield and a full front line, and then the back 4 are defended by our striker.
Oh, nice.
That's quite nice, yeah. Could say like a lot of my life is about gaming. Sounds kind of sad, but at the same time it's really fun because it really connects and it's easy to.
Yeah, it brings people together as well. I think that's what the Invictus games are all about, and I think esports can be a helpful tool for that as well. My first Counter-Strike team was back in 2004, and obviously at some point you become good and you get asked by better teams. So I left the team, but we always kept in touch. He lives in The Hague, which is a 50-minute drive by car for me.
Yeah.
But we always see each other twice or thrice a year.
That's
on
nice.
birthdays or just get together. So yeah, for sure.
You're keeping actual friendship out of the
exactly, yeah.
gaming industry, yeah.
For about 16 years now and running.
Cool.
In fact, he lives very close to here. So Sunday and Monday I was here to do the highlight reels, and then you get the footage late in the evening. Then you have to write your text. Then you have to narrate them into the mic. So then I was done at midnight. So instead of driving home, I was allowed to sleep at his place. So
Nice. It's convenient.
Yeah.
So bouldering, what grade do you climb?
We have a system that scores. You have 3A and 3B, and then the plus for the harder ones.
Yeah.
And then you have 4A and 4B, and then 5A and 5B, and that goes all the way up until I think 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And I'm easily able to complete all the 5s and the 5 pluses.
Yeah.
But
cool.
for the 6, I'm having trouble. I managed to do 3 of them so far.
The 6 ones.
Yeah, but it's always very hard for me to complete 6s.
Yeah.
How far along are you?
I'm climbing 60 plus now.
Oh, nice.
So that's yeah. I
That's
actually
tough,
bought
man.
new shoes the other
Ah.
day,
Sick.
and it was this funniest thing ever. I had my shoe size is 44,
Uh-huh.
and I have climbing shoes in size 41 and a half.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they need to be very tight,
They
right?
need to be super tight. But the fun thing is about that is that the seller of the boots, they told me to put plastic bags around my feet,
Oh.
so there's less friction.
While climbing?
Yeah, well, to actually get into the shoes.
Okay.
So I tried that, and
Interesting.
I popped in the shoe like, oh,
Oh, good angle. Sick. You popped in the shoe and popped in the goal.
popped in the goal as well.
Sick.
But if you put the plastic bag around your feet, you have less friction going into the shoe,
All right.
and then yeah, you actually fit into the shoe. But whenever I have it on, it's like super tight everywhere.
Yeah.
So he
But
told-
you keep the plastic bag on while
yeah,
climbing.
yeah, like you can cut the sides, so it doesn't look that weird. Because I had these like balloons on the side of my ankle.
Yeah. That's, I've never heard about that.
No, me neither.
They always said like get them very tight
Yeah.
to the point of where it almost hurts. But I decided to go for comfort with my last purchase.
Yeah.
But then at some point when you're doing sixes, you find out that there are some nooks and crannies that you have to put your foot in between.
Yeah.
And then I realized that my toes aren't far enough in it in order to
Exactly,
be
yeah.
able to stay on it. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to put the pressure on the toe, and that's really hard when
Exactly,
your shoes
yeah,
aren't that tight. So
yeah. So that's my excuse for not finishing more sixes.
seems like a legit excuse to me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's,
that
that's
was
the
first
whistle.
off. Good
Yeah.
stuff, man.
Nice.
You got it.
Yeah. Somehow.
So you're playing pro clubs in FIFA 2022, or do you have the former?
Yeah, 2022. Yeah,
Nice.
every year we buy the new game, and
Cool.
I think we've been playing since the game came into the game.
All right, cool.
So yeah, it's quite fun. It's everyone takes this position. I wouldn't say really serious, but kind of serious.
Yeah.
So we have a laugh about
Competitors like yourself.
it. Sorry?
Competitors like yourself.
Yeah. Like I have to agree that sometimes things don't go as planned.
Yeah, of course.
But
There's always an opponent out there that's
exactly.
faster, stronger, better.
Exactly. But I like to believe that I'm the best.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Although I'm not.
That's the way to go about it, right? Confidence. Confidence is for esports. It's like 80% of it
Yeah, I would say so.
in order to be able to compete.
Sometimes I would have had in these competitive matches. You probably can tell that as well. That you're having some clutch moments. You're really into the game, and
You're in the zone,
You're in the zone, and
riding the
everything
momentum.
goes your way.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when the crowd is. Well, I don't think you didn't play any offline events.
No, I didn't.
You should have, man.
I should have.
Of course,
Yeah.
you were too young back then. but
Exactly.
That's when the crowd is chanting. That's like the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
I had one clutch of 1v4, and then you start killing a few, so your teammates are pounding on your shoulders, and then the crowd is shouting, and then, like you say, you're in the zone, everything goes your way, you're full of adrenaline, and then
Actually-
suddenly bam, bam, bam. It's almost like you have some sort of luck of looking at the exact right spot at the right time, because obviously they're coming from multiple locations when there's 4 against 1,
Yeah.
but
So you get this superficial skill. like your
you
seventh
get that.
sense.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. You can't explain it except for the adrenaline making you sharp and of course having experience of knowing where opponents are likely to come from. But when it all comes together like that, that's the greatest moments in esports for me. And as a commentator, I love seeing it happen for other people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got you, baby! Come on! 1-on-1 with the goalie. Oh, he's so slow, this guy. Come on!
Yes.
Oh, we need to.
Are you okay with the TV?
No, we're not. Milo, the TV is about to go stand by. Do you have a remote control?
TV is getting fixed right now.
Yeah. Press the button to keep it on.
See-
Our remote is right there. You can. Or maybe I can even.
Yeah, I'd really like to watch actually the Counter-Strike tournaments, although I don't play anymore.
Nice.
It's super nice to watch. Like players like Simple and
Oh, yeah.
they're
Alexander
so clutch.
Kostilyev from the Ukraine.
Sorry?
Alexander Kostilyev.
Yes, it's amazing.
He's so insane with the AWP.
Yeah, and you have this new kid. It's called Monsi.
Nice. I haven't
Insane.
seen much of him yet.
Yeah, Monsi. He's also from Ukraine, and
Okay, sick.
he joined G2.
Oh, nice.
and Monsi really showed off in his first event that he actually played, and he played against Simple, and I think he even won against Simple, against Natus.
Nice. And the French guy Zaiwu, he's also special.
Yeah,
man.
Zaiwu is
The chosen one.
some other guy.
He was born in the actual year that Counter-Strike was released. So at some point when he started winning a lot of tournaments in France, they were talking about he's the chosen one, etc. And then whoa, great! Oh, great goal! I was gonna say great save by the keeper.
Yeah, it was a great initial save.
Yeah,
and the
for sure.
rebound.
But this guy then at some point even started winning international events, so they were like, oh, he's the chosen one.
Yeah, so, but the same with it was a little bit earlier with Kenny S.
Oh,
It
right,
was
yeah.
the best opera at that
Yeah,
time.
for sure. Yeah. And
There-
of course, before that, there was the Swedish team. Friend of yours?
Yeah, as a friend of mine. We were both
cool.
in our internship, and he also used to compete on a decent level. And
Nice.
he was actually way better than me in Call of Duty.
Oh, cool.
And we both played kind of the same level Counter-Strike, so
Okay.
we're good friends now.
Nice. So you also know him out because of esports or from study as well, or from where you live?
Yeah, well, we are in the same school, so we were both
Alright.
doing physical education. But due to COVID, we didn't have much actual time at the campus. But we joined the same program for the ROC Mondriaan, and that's how we actually met. So it's kind of unfortunate that we haven't met that many
No.
that many classmates or mates in the same year, but then due to COVID now we're allowed to go to the campus again and meet up with everyone, so that's
Yeah.
super nice.
It's way more fun.
Yeah,
It's the same for me. I did a lot of. I always did offline events as a commentator. I was never casting or streaming from home.
ooh, what a save.
Nice. Yeah, I need my keeper.
Yeah, always
Yes.
offline events?
Yeah, exactly. And then at some point COVID came around, and I quickly realized that I was either gonna have to take a sabbatical year or two,
Yeah.
or just get a home studio fixed. So I bought a professional microphone, a green screen, etc. And
Nice. How did that
now
work
I've
for
got-
you?
yeah,
move.
I quickly got a lot of events, but the thing is, I'm used to the big offline events and someone doing all the directing for me and the audio and the visual setup, etc.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you have to do everything yourself. So that was a big learning
A
expedition
lot of
for
YouTube
me.
how-to.
Yeah, exactly. And of course you've got your OBS,
Yeah.
which is a free program to use, but very difficult to master
Yeah.
if you're just starting out. And after 3 weeks, I already got my first FIFA tournament organizer asking me, hey, can you do the live coverage? So,
Nice.
Yeah. Since
Yeah, the
then,
Dutch have a league as well, right? A whole with the
for
teams.
Counter-Strike, yeah.
No, and
the-
also the FIFA, right?
Oh yeah, for sure, the
Yeah.
E-Divisie, yeah. I actually commentated season 1 of that,
Oh,
and then
cool.
I did 2 seasons in Belgium, and still am doing a lot of gigs from Brussels, also for the international FIFA tournaments. And then now Luxembourg also just started at the end of last year.
Oh, nice.
It's called Orange E-League, and I've had
Okay.
a hand in that as well. So yeah.
Nice.
And then for Pro Evolution Soccer, I'm traveling all over the world for European and World Championships. So
That's
that is
awesome.
amazing. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Is that 100% your work, your full-time job?
Not full time yet, but it could be someday. And
Will be lovely.
I do work a couple of events every week. Yeah, and I'm doing a lot of Eredivisie, actual football matches as well nowadays.
As a
For,
commentator?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
cool.
that's for Blinde Tribune. Do you know what that is?
Oh,
It's
not
actually
really.
it's at it started in AZ in the Netherlands in 2008. And back then a lot of English clubs already had a Blinde Tribune, and it's for blind and visually impaired fans who still want to be able to get a proper idea of what's
nice.
going on during the game and want to be in the stadium to get the atmosphere and still be there to support their team. But obviously they can't see what's happening, so they
Yeah.
get a headset on. And me and my co-commentator, we give a live play-by-play of what's happening, and
It's a different way of
especially-
commentating as
yeah,
well.
for sure. Extra descriptive of like the color of the boots, the hairdos, etc., the jerseys they're wearing.
And they're
so, yeah.
actually in the stadium.
Yeah, they're in the stadium.
So they
because
can hear and they can
yeah,
feel.
because they like to, exactly, get the atmosphere, hear the music, hear the players scream,
Yeah, cool.
and hear the crowd. So yeah,
And how big is that crowd?
that's just a very small crowd. It's actually more of a service from the club to the supporters that are visually
Amazing.
impaired than something that they're earning on. But it's like usually 15 people in the stands.
Yeah, that's
And,
cool.
yeah, it's very cool.
Nice.
It's kind of like there's not much better jobs than that, because the thing you're doing for them, that's the highlight of their week. So
Exactly. Yeah. I can
yeah,
imagine.
Yeah. So usually after the game, I go and visit them to ask them, was it good? How could I improve my commentary for you? And
Yeah.
they're all just like, oh man, thank you so much.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
So
Because
it's
usually
a great
they didn't
feeling
have
as well.
anything.
Yeah, exactly. And well, thank you, Arnoud. I
Thank
hear
you
we
very
have
much.
to go to a break.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. All
great
good.
talking. And
Yeah,
let's
nice.
keep in touch. I'll
Yeah, nice,
give you my
very good.
digits. But ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We've got another hour of stream ahead of us, and we've got another special guest coming up soon. We'll be right back with you. Go hydrate and stay safe. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome back to the Invictus Games 2022 at the Zuiderpark in The Hague. My name is René Treur and with me is another very special guest from the world of esports. It's Koen Schobbers. Welcome in the show, my man.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. It's been a while since we've seen each other, but also due to COVID, of course, in the past 2 years. But I'm happy to be at such a big event. It's an amazing event so far, and happy to see you as well.
Yeah. Koen, you are a man with many faces, even in the world of esports. What is the purpose of your visit today?
Yeah, so with the Global Esports Federation, which is the reason I'm here, we have an amazing partnership with the Invictus Games. Now the Invictus Games, they aim to, of course, help the servicemen and servicewomen and veterans that were wounded, injured or sick during their career, and helps them through the power of sport to eventually rehabilitate, recover, find happiness, but also especially find the confidence or build the confidence to eventually share their stories.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And sharing stories is in line with connectivity with other people, right? If we share stories with one another, we connect. And the motto we have at the Global Esports Federation is #WorldConnected. And what we aim to do, as well as with our mission, is we basically promote the legitimacy and the credibility and the prestige of the esports industry. And as a mission, we basically cultivate competition, and we aim to
use it as a tool to bring people together and
we cultivate competition. We also develop communities, and we do that through sports, esports, and technology.
Nice.
And when you look at the Invictus Games, we have a lot of sports, a lot of technology as well, and this year we have esports as well. And with the partnership we have with the Invictus Games, well, we eventually made it possible to have esports at this great event, and H20 did a very good job in organizing the room, which the viewers
for
can't,
sure.
it's behind the camera of course, but it's an amazing room with many different computer setups. And it just, the partnership with the Invictus Games, it really matches our vision, our mission, but also our values, which are related to diversity. It's diversity, equality, fair play, innovation, and inclusivity.
Wow.
And that all comes together at an event like this. So yeah, I'm very happy to attend. And the reason I'm here is because of the Global Esports Federation, the partnership we have.
Of course, yeah. So talking a bit about yourself, how did you end up in the Global Esports Federation? Because obviously they're not going to just take some random gamer.
Yeah, no, so I'm a board member at the Global Esports Federation, as well as the vice chair of the Athletes, Players and Community Commission, with Charmaine Crooks being the chair of the commission. I kind of rolled into the federation world in 2016, where in another federation I got a position as a founding member of an athletes commission. That was the first time I got in touch with federations, because I used to be an esports athlete, like a professional gamer in the game Trackmania. It's a racing game. So I started off as an athlete, but because of my experiences, I was eventually approached by Charmaine Crooks, which is now the chair of my commission, to join her in the Global Esports Federation. And she is a vice president as well as the chair of my commission. And she said, I would really love you to join and work with me in the Global Esports Federation. Then I had a conversation with Paul, who is the CEO. He is an amazing person. I've had the honor to meet him in Dubai in November last year for the first time. And I had a great connection from the start. I believed in the vision, the mission. Paul is a very good storyteller as well. He's very good in bringing the message of the Global Esports Federation to the audience. And from the moment I heard about the federation, I was like, yeah, I believe in what it stands for. So I joined the
same values,
same values, motivation,
morals.
how they see the future.
Yeah.
And cool. Since December 2020, January 2021, I'm part of the Global Esports Federation.
Very cool. Very cool. And I think you've
yeah.
spoken in countries like Korea and, like you said, Dubai. Where else have you been? Because as an esports player, you've also traveled Europe and maybe even the world, right?
Yeah, it's back in the day. Yeah. So as an esports player, traveled Europe, traveled across the globe for competitions. Mm-hmm. But as a speaker, which is my main job nowadays, is I'm a professional speaker, so you travel the world for speaking gigs. Of course, in the past 2 years, not too much because of COVID, but then it's through the webcam. Yeah. But travel the world, lots of experience in different countries, and in Dubai, of course, like the Global Esports Federation organizes their own events as well. Mm-hmm. And in Dubai, we had an event which was like, you could compare it with a conference where we were talking about esports and the future, and with like different panels. And I was in one of those panels talking about esports as well. So it feels good to be part of the esports industry on a global level, and also initiating projects like these, because in the end, in the 1 year and a couple of months that the Global Esports Federation is live, we have over 100 partnerships, over 125, but 100 of those, or 110 now I believe, are member federations. Okay. And then the other 20, 30 partnerships are companies, organizations, United Nations, federations. Yeah, it's impressive.
Wow. So with all that experience in the world of esports, first as a player, then as a coach, as a commentator and a host as well, and then as a speaker as well, and a member of the Global Esports Federation, what is the moment in your career that you're most proud of, or that had the biggest impact on you? It's probably very hard to pick from, so make a top 3 if you wish, or top 4.
Okay,
top
okay.
2.
I'll stick to a top 3. The proudest moments of my career. I know my number 1, which might be a bit unexpected. So
I'm thinking maybe Paris, France.
No.
Okay.
I would be impressed if you know. No, like, so yeah,
it should be as a player, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not a result.
It's not a result. Okay. So it's
Yeah.
qualifying for some international event, maybe?
We go a long way, though. You know a lot about me, but it's personal. So I
right.
think on 3, if I look at my career in the esports industry, then I would say on number 3 is, as a personal highlight, is being a board member at the Global Esports Federation. I think I can pick 10, 20 highlights, but on 3rd place would be being part of this global movement. On 2 is, and that's because that's where I started, is playing Trackmania, being a professional, being 3rd at the World Championships. That's what you guessed right. Being 3rd at the World Championship, because Trackmania gave me the entrance in this industry, and because of Trackmania, I am where I am today. So of course it has to be up there.
For sure, yeah.
But on 1, which is even more important than Trackmania, because
Rocket League?
if she wasn't there, then I wasn't even able to play like Trackmania and follow my career and be in the Global Esports Federation, which is the relationship with my mom.
Yeah.
I had a
You
lot
speak
of
about that on a podcast.
I do a lot of speaking about that. I had a lot of struggles with my mom back in the day as a player.
Yeah.
We eventually found common ways. Everything is okay. She fully supports me 100%, 200% in what I do.
Yeah. Because obviously
but
at first she was probably having a problem with the amount of time you spent practicing and gaming.
Yes, yeah, like she didn't understand me, I didn't understand her. There was like this gap in, like this generational gap that more people might know or experience.
Yeah, because
yeah.
other school friends, they have a hobby like football, and then the parents are supportive. They follow them around. They visit the matches on Saturday or Sunday. But then when you're a gamer, it's not the same.
Yeah, they're basically standing. It's like you're supporting your child, like next to the soccer field or the basketball field, or
Exactly, you show an interest.
You bring them to an event.
Yeah.
And even though my dad did, my mom didn't. And it's not necessarily, it's not her fault or my fault, it's our problem that we had at the time, which was a communication problem. But because eventually she took the first steps and she initiated communication with me as a gaming child, I wasn't easy at the time.
Yeah.
And because of her, eventually I was allowed to grow into what I do nowadays. So obviously, from a personal point of view, the relationship with my parents is always going to be on number 1, because they're my most important people that supported me in my career.
Nice.
And because of them, I was allowed to play Trackmania, which eventually gave me the entrance in the industry.
Yeah.
And then the Global Esports Federation is definitely on the 3rd place, because it's a global movement, and what we do and create across the globe is inspiring me, but not only myself, but many others, and that's amazing as well. Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. Good to hear. And also touching on that, on the relationship with your mother and the bond between you, and how you found a way to make gaming part of your life without irking your parents, so to speak. That's something you speak about nowadays as well, right?
Yes.
You give lectures in order to help parents or help gaming children work out those kinks, or at least try and help them.
Yes, absolutely. So education is, I think, very important, and a healthy balance in general when playing games is very important. So have a good amount of sleep, follow your studies, have a social life, do sports, and play games or use screens for work or whatever it is. Those should be in a healthy balance.
Rest your eyes in time.
Exactly. And yeah, I speak about it, we have courses about it, and it's just because of the experience I had with my mom. One of the companies I have, Parents of Play, is dedicated to helping parents to repair, retain, or reinforce the relationship with their gaming child. Yeah. But I don't only do it in the Netherlands, because that's locally. But then again, I have the opportunity inside the federation that I'm part of to also implement this knowledge into the global federation to help parents in other countries through the member federations we have. So I think that's, again, like, I work locally with my company, and eventually, hopefully, across the globe. That would be great, of course. But the great thing is that even though Parents of Play is not yet a global company, I do have the opportunity, thanks to the Global Esports Federation as well, to
build it, to spread it.
Yes, to spread the message through the federation and
I think
have
it's
an
so
educational
important because we both know that there's Stichting Verantwoord Game in the Netherlands, which you used to lecture for. I lecture for them now. But in Belgium, I don't think there's something like that yet. And of course, you and I
Yeah.
could travel to Belgium in order to bring that message there. But it's important to have local people bringing the message. And
Yeah, exactly.
because
Like,
the most important thing, of course, we're not gonna give the 2 hours. You can't really compress it into 1 second. But I think the most important message is communication, right? In order to open communication, show an interest in what your child is doing, and maybe try and be able to talk to them about it, however difficult that is, because games
Yes.
are very technical and you don't know
Yeah.
exactly what's going on.
yeah,
But
it's, many countries struggle with this problem. Recently,
Exactly,
not
yeah.
even too long ago, I was in a meeting with the Global Esports Federation, and we were like, it's a town hall meeting, which basically means that a lot of people, external people from outside the Global Esports Federation, can enter the call, like member federations and partnerships that we have. People enter the call, and there was, and I will not forget, there was someone there, the president of the Mauritius Esports Federation, and he asked a question to our CEO, Paul, about gaming parents, gaming children. So Paul immediately gave the floor to me, so I was able to connect with the Mauritius Esports Federation. Normally I would never speak to the Mauritius Esports
No.
Federation about education, parenting, children, how to work things out. But because it's a global organization, you're allowed and you have the freedom to work on a global level, which is great. And what you say, in some countries, like in Belgium, there might not be someone with the same amount of knowledge about how do we actually cope with gaming children, and how do
Exactly,
we start communicating about gaming at home, and what are the questions to ask, and how do we take control of screen time and rules, and what
Exactly,
games are we allowed to play and which ones are not, and
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
And who's on the other end of the internet line?
Exactly, like safety as well, you
Yeah.
know, so have a safe environment. So inside the federation, one of the 5 goals we have is to help member federations with standards and guidelines, and implementing guidelines and standards about healthy gaming, for example, or responsible gaming,
Yep.
is very important, and is definitely up there in the tasks that I do with the Global Esports Federation as well.
Very
It's-
cool,
it's-
very cool.
Yeah,
Very
it's
important. Yeah, I agree. I couldn't agree more. So we're talking a lot. Would you like to play a game while we're talking?
Yeah, no
I
problem.
think you can play a game of
Yeah.
FIFA against me. I'm totally rubbish at it. Or you can play a game of Aim Trainer.
Well, you used to be a FIFA commentator
actually,
as well.
oh,
right? In the
commentator. Yeah,
past.
yeah. But I've never
yeah.
played at a decent level.
So I would like to at least start, I think, with the
With the Aim
shooter
Trainer.
game.
Okay,
or
cool.
what's the aim game?
Yeah, Aim
I-
Trainer. Let's do it.
Aim
Let's go
Trainer,
there.
yeah, so I
we
don't-
can pan the
don't even know
camera
the game.
along.
Yeah. So can
Oh.
people see? Oh yeah, the cameras are.
Oops.
The technical guy behind the camera is amazing. He already turns
Oh,
the
yeah, for
camera
sure.
even before we sit down.
What a man! It's
What
Tom
man.
behind the desk,
What
by
a-
the way. So big
Okay,
shout
so
out
this
to
is
Tom.
it's a new game. It's called Kovacs.
Aim game.
Kovacs,
yeah.
the Sandbox.
Yeah, I haven't ever played it before, except just now when I walked in, I did one game.
Do we
And
need
the
a headset?
score to beat is 78. That's what I got. But the
It's
high
a-
score of the day was 120. So
From a guest or from
uh,
a player?
my
I'm
score
very
was
I'm
78.
very competitive.
And one of the guests had 120.
Okay.
I'm not sure if are there pro players here?
Okay. I'm 100 in 1 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
two a
yeah.
second.
You can, of course, go
Yeah.
ahead and tweak.
Yeah, it's very difficult to say what my sensitivity is at the moment. So
Look at that. You can even choose from all the shooter games that are.
oh wait, I used to play Call of Duty. How do I get to the? Oh yeah, settings section. Main. Yeah, you're old school, eh? Wait, which? Oh, there. Game.
Way too old school, man.
Is it about the? Like, if you choose a certain game, it's about the dot on
Probably
your
about-
screen.
I think so, or maybe the
We'll see. We just
Yeah.
play.
because the
and,
gun doesn't change. So
No,
it wasn't
we
a
don't have to
silicone
move
gun.
left, right. Right? It's only clicking, I believe.
Yeah, it's just clicking the balls that appear on screen, and when you
Okay,
click
okay.
them, they disappear and enter
Okay.
again somewhere
You know,
else.
there's a lot of pressure on my shoulders, hey, because
yeah.
like currently I'm not only playing for myself, but I'm playing
Playing for the Global Federation.
the Global
yeah.
Esports Federation. Gotta make people
Gotta do
proud.
it.
Gotta make people
Ooh.
proud. if I and I'm in the athlete commission, man. If I'm gonna
Cool, no more excuses. Ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Let's go. I'm not sure if we're on the same game, but probably.
Oh, my sensitivity is really low. Give me. I'm gonna turn
we'll
it up.
restart. We'll restart.
Yeah.
Reset challenge.
Do.
Gotta keep it fair.
Okay.
Fair, people.
Where do we
Most
do the?
message of the day right after our
Is it horizontal
parent
sensitivity?
children conversation.
Vertical sensitivity. Okay, so I put it on. Let me quickly check. Is this better?
Wow, you're putting it on 8? Okay, wow. Sick.
I'll put it on 9.
Oh.
So
Are you
I still
already going?
sometimes play Call of Duty, but I put.
Nice.
Yeah.
On
Yeah, this-
console or PC?
I'm a PC. Yeah. So
Yeah,
does it restart?
PC
No.
gamer Uber Race
Reset
right here.
challenge. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm ready.
Okay.
I think this should work.
Reset challenge. 3, 2, 1, go! I'm so slow, especially when I'm talking, so... Oh, and each misclick gives you a minus point, so take your time in order to properly hit them. So Koen, anything else recently for you that I haven't
Are you
asked
seriously
about?
talking?
Of course. We need to keep it fun for the viewers.
Competitive here.
Have you got anything going on recently that we didn't discuss on the bench already? Koen can't speak when clicking.
Focus.
Focus up, man. Oh. I'm bad. I'm so bad. As a former Counter-Strike player, I should be better, but I haven't touched the game since 2012. The only thing I've
Gosh.
played since then is Rocket League and a game of FIFA with my friends here and there.
Not gonna lie, it's difficult to maintain your focus so strongly for.
For you, maybe, because you're a noob. Trash talk. That's part of the game, right? Oh, weak.
Where am I? 85. Oh, I'm one high. Wait, is this
Wait,
my score or not?
I have 85, you have 90, right? No, that's the high score.
Wait,
you
where's
have
my score?
85.26. Oh, I've got 84. You have
It's
well
only
done.
only one higher. Only
Sick.
one higher.
One more game. This
Okay.
time you talk and I just.
Oh, it's difficult, man, to talk. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Where are we in
Okay.
the ranking list, by the way?
You can
With,
count us down.
I
Right.
don't know what rank. Okay, so 85
There's a-
clicks, hits in 1 minute. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's
at all.
not bad.
Count us down, man, and we'll click replay.
Yeah. Okay. So we just restart.
Yeah.
Oh, here, replay.
Bottom right. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Ready?
Yep.
I have to talk now.
Yeah, you have
Okay,
to go
I'm-
3,
I'm-
2, 1, and then keep it fun for the viewers. Keep the conversation going.
Okay. So I'm gonna
That's
just
on you,
I'm
man.
gonna rap for 1 minute. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, there we go. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I'm gonna commentate my own game. So this is a sandbox game apparently, and we have to click on these red dots. So it's all about accuracy, and actually very much about hand-eye coordination, which of course is one of the great competences when playing video games. Many people will talk to you about language, but it's not only language; it's also hand-eye coordination, which is a vital part in playing games. I bet that many of the veterans here at the Invictus Games are also trained in a good hand-eye coordination because of all their experiences in the field. I'm still clicking, man. I'm still clicking those red dots. It's I'm still going strong. At least that's how it feels. But of course, in 10 seconds, that's when we really know what the final score is. It would be really cool to be above 90, but I think my score now is going to be lower because I have the feeling that. Oh, 92! Better than just now.
way!
Just keep me talking.
Oh,
Just
he was
keep me talking.
Talking non-stop. and he outscores me.
I just talk. I was better than the first time.
So you play a lot of games still?
Well, not a lot. So I don't have too much time. Let's turn to the cameras
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well. But
I'm not sure which one is on. but-
yeah, I don't
Doesn't
have
matter.
too much time to play games because of all the activities I have.
Yeah.
But what I try to do at least is every day at 7 p.m. if I have the opportunity, I will play Trackmania Cup of the Day. It's a cup where around.
Trackmania is still actually played.
Oh yes, yeah, it's actually
Competitively
growing.
as well.
Yeah, it's growing again. So there's around 3,000 people that play Cup of the Day,
Cool.
and it's a daily tournament with 15 minutes of qualifying, and then afterwards you have a knockout race. So every lap, people, the last few, they lose basically, and you have to try to be the last one left. A couple of days ago, I managed to win my first Cup of the Day after 58 tries, so it took
My
me
man.
58 times. But of course, I'm one of the retired ones. You know, I'm old
Yeah.
school. And I do sometimes play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which is our time. It's like long ago. It's a game of the past, but
That's where you're getting the accuracy from.
yeah, who knows? But yeah, and I like, you know, like when you look at Counter-Strike players, they very often, when you look at their desk, they have a very wide arm movement.
Yeah.
Also for
Low
accuracy.
sensitivity, yeah.
Lower sensitivity, a very wide movement with the arms. While when I play at home, my mouse, it's not that wide, so I have high sensitivity, short movements.
I have
which
exactly the same.
which actually works here.
Talking about 10 years ago and before, but
We're like the dinosaurs in the
yeah,
industry.
Exactly. Because I started out on LAN tournaments, and you had the small. Now you have a lot of desk space, but back then you had like this room for your mouse, and then some people were even stuck like this. With
Yeah, but you still see this a lot when you look at the Counter-Strike events. Many of the
because
athletes,
they're used to that from,
many of the
from home or
many of the athletes have their keyboards like this, and they play like this.
yeah.
And then you have also more space with your mouse, which is very impressive.
exactly, yeah,
I'm not able to do it,
Yeah.
but
I've
I
even-
do think
back in the day I've even seen somebody who he didn't use the desk. He was sitting like this, and then he had the keyboard on his lap, like that, and then he was just always sitting like this, creating a table with his thing, and his mouse mat was here, and he was just like, it's not long enough,
well,
but going like that. That's
some-
crazy.
some-
It was
some-
an American player.
like yes.
Some guy even playing for Gamerco, which
Yeah.
is, maybe you remember, but they were actually a top 5 team in the world at some point.
I mean, some people just have a crazy setup at home, but
Yeah,
I
and
think
still
with
own with it.
you know, even though like with games like these as well, you know, we're at the Invictus Games. The Ministry of Defense of the Netherlands is in the stand next to us. It's basically on behind the screens, literally.
Yeah.
And they, of course, use a lot of shooters in their stand, like Call of Duty and Counter-Strike are being promoted there on the different screens, and people can play those games.
Yeah.
But I also think that, you know, veterans, because of their careers, got in touch with a lot of the similar things in real life. You know, this is a video game, but we're at Invictus Games, and many of them have experience in real life scenarios.
Yeah.
Which for some it might be a risk that there's a shooter game because of PTSD and
Yeah,
whatever
exactly.
they experienced. But luckily there is very good care. Like if anything happens here, of course, there's people that
mental
will
health care,
that will
professionals.
support and will help them.
Cool.
But I do think it's amazing to see that esports has a place at the Invictus Games.
Oh, yeah.
Like would you ever imagine 10 years ago that you would say that esports would be at the Invictus Games, or at least gaming, like people enjoying games, and that there are 2 big stands that have gaming
Crazy.
gear and setups ready for people to play.
Who knows? Next year, Düsseldorf,
Yes,
part of the games.
I'm
Let's try and make it happen.
200% sure that there's going to be gaming and esports there. Of course, with the federation, we will help.
As an official competition, you think it will be?
I can't say, because I think you know, we will first review what happened here, and we will talk with the Invictus Games about what happened, what went well, what did not go well, what are the lessons we learned.
Yeah.
And from the feedback we get as Global Esports Federation, as well as H20, which is the local partner that set it all up, based on all that information, we will work towards Düsseldorf for next year. But I mean, the only thing I'm very confident about is that we have a great partnership, which finally came to fruition after COVID, now that we're allowed to have such events.
Exactly, yeah, because
And
it was scheduled for 2020.
Yes, exactly. This is actually a 2020 event, but of course we weren't able to do it. And then eventually we got the partnership with Invictus Games, and now that it's organized in 2022, we are able to help them convert at least a small part of the Invictus Games in a gaming area. Where people can play, enjoy, relax, share their happiness, share their passion. But I'm pretty sure that next year in Düsseldorf, we will have a gaming area. What it will be, what are we going to organize, maybe who's going to be there, who knows. But I'm just sure that with the Global Esports Federation, we will help Invictus Games and we will help them to make it happen. So
Very cool, very cool.
yeah, no doubt about that.
Yeah. Aside from esports, what does Invictus Games mean to you?
I think what I shared in the beginning, it's for me. So I know about the Invictus Games for a long time. It's not it's the first time I'm actually attending. It's in the Netherlands. It's I mean, I want to attend as well.
Because it was Toronto, Sydney,
It's
London
been everywhere.
before,
Yeah, it's a global event.
Yeah.
But it's one of those events that already on high school and university and eventually on, you hear about the Invictus Games, because the motivation behind the Invictus Games is very unique.
Yeah.
So what I mentioned at the beginning, the
Camaraderie.
Invictus Games, like their aim is to help people like, you know, servicemen, women, and veterans that were injured or wounded or sick, and help them through the power of sports to eventually help them with rehabilitation, recovery, and happiness.
To reconnect socially with people.
And I think that using the power of sports with those values, those underlying values, is inspiring. And what they achieved in all those years is, this event is huge. Like, of course, you only see us talking here on the live stream, but this event, if you walk around, it's kilometers, it's like huge. Of path.
It's 15 minutes walking to the other side at the athletic track.
It's so big.
And then we have the archery range here, we have the swimming pool, we have the stadium over there where the sitting volleyball, the wheelchair basketball takes place.
So again, like,
so cool.
you know, but the underlying mission is those people that served their country and had a very big importance in making a country a free country, for example, or not a democratic country, but that people have the freedom, free to speech, freedom of speech. Like a lot of those things that now are taken for granted come from people that invested their time and energy to make it happen, and some of them are the veterans and servicewomen and servicemen that made a country free. So I think that's very inspiring, and what I said, it's for the wounded, the injured, the people that were sick, and the Invictus Games gives them a week of attention, a week of activities, a week of coming together, a week of sharing their story, sharing their passion, because that's what this is about. If you read on their website, it says that through the power of sport, we aim to build confidence in the veterans, the servicemen and servant women, in order to share their story with other people in the world. So it's about sharing the stories. And as mentioned at the beginning, the Global Esports Federation as a motto has #WorldConnected. We share stories, we want to create stories, we want to develop communities, we want to cultivate competition, we want to find the similarities and develop the combination of sports, esports and technology, which is what we're doing on a global level. And we do that with the underlying values of diversity, equality, fair play, inclusivity and innovation. That is our goal, and if you put the values and the mission and vision of the Invictus Games next to the mission, vision and the values of the Global Esports Federation, you will see that it's no surprise we're here. There's a lot of similarities.
Yeah, for sure. Talking about stories, did you get any special stories from here, from athletes, or was there anything that...
Well, I haven't had the chance, so these days are busy. I didn't really have the chance.
A lot of people.
Yeah, I didn't really have the chance to walk around and meet a lot of people. However, that doesn't mean I didn't talk with people locally. So I spoke to a couple of guys in the stand next to us, which is the Ministry of Defense over there. So the Army of the Netherlands is there basically. And I spoke with the people there that organize the esports and gaming section inside the Ministry of Defense. And of course they work with service women and servicemen because they're active in the field, as well as the veterans. And what they do is since 2000, and I'm not sure here, 2018 I think, or maybe 17, when I hosted Inside Esports on Fox Sports, I used to be a host on Fox Sports for an esports show called Inside Esports, and it was a shooter, Counter-Strike, and I was the anchorman, but I had two analysts, and those were from the Marines, and the...
Bas Hoekstra and Wieren...
Wieren Vroom and Bas Hoekstra. And I had the standard analyst of Counter-Strike. And that's where it started. So that's where the Ministry of Defense found their entrance in esports. And now they have a stand in the Invictus Games where esports and gaming has a very important place. And I spoke to them and the developments in the past couple of years, and of course it's not easy in a quite hierarchical do you say it like a hierarchy? Hierarchy, like, of course, it's a very big organization and it's a hierarchy structure, right?
Yeah.
And it's not easy to implement a completely new industry like gaming and esports into an industry like that.
Because everyone in the top wants to have a say about it, wants to.
It's not easy. If you talk to entrepreneurs, it's a lot easier. Like a company moves a lot quicker.
Yeah. For sure.
But what they achieved in a relatively short amount of time is they have 2 teams that in the Ministry of Defense, there's 2 teams, esports teams, of active servicemen or women playing together in an esports team. That's really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
They're also, and I'm actually not even sure if I'm allowed to say it.
So I'm not sure if
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say what I will say, but because I just heard it, and I mean it's on the banner, but I'm just not sure if I'm allowed to tell. So I won't say. You gotta keep the eye on the socials of the Dutch Ministry of Defense. But internally, they are. That's what I can say. Internally, they do provide more and more budget. There's more and more opportunities. The people that are behind this, Bas and Wiegen, do a very good job of talking with people in all different layers of the hierarchical structure, also internationally, not only in the Netherlands. Okay. So their vision is it goes a lot further than only in the Netherlands. But what you can see is that it brings people together. It brings countrymen or servicemen together, servicewomen together. It brings veterans to the base to play a game together and have some fun. Like, it's very serious business. Yeah. It should be serious business. But we should not forget to also have some fun.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, my man. We need to have a little bit of a break, but after that, my special story of these Invictus games. And of course, big thank you to Koen Schobbers for being here.
Thank you for the invitation.
Spectacular ambassador for the Global Esports Federation, for sure. And I'll see you soon, and I'll see you soon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our last segment of the Invictus Games Esports Challenge. It's the Invictus Games Foundation Esports stand in the back of the fan zone. Come visit us if you're here, because we've got play seats, we've got desktops, we've got a big PlayStation 5 here, and Koen Schobbers and myself, René Treur, are about to play a game of FIFA. And of course, there need to be some stakes, right? What are we playing for, Koen?
We're playing.
Are you excited?
Well, actually, I am pretty excited, and I'll tell you why. I bought a new house with my girlfriend, and there's a bath.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And there's a bath, and we're going to move this weekend. So currently today the painting's been done, but anyway, there's a bath in the house, and of course when there's a bath you need a rubber duck. You just need a duck in the bath.
Do you know his name?
No, yeah, HyperX it says.
HyperX Hanky.
Oh,
that's his name,
HyperX
according to Milo.
Well, there you go,
so
HyperX.
That's our stakes for today. Let's go. And meanwhile, obviously you told about the special things you're doing for the Federation and what Invictus Games means for you. You're going to check out wheelchair basketball later today, right?
Yes, so cool. Yeah, the organization has been kind enough to provide me with an entry ticket to the wheelchair basketball competition that's being played here at the Invictus Games. I know the Netherlands are playing as well. I think the finals are tomorrow. But today are all the pre-rounds, so I'm just fascinated because I've actually done wheelchair basketball myself.
Really?
For fun it was a company activation with a business that I work with.
Cool.
And their activation with employees, their company day was at a sports venue, thank you. Yeah, like a sports venue, and one of the activities was wheelchair basketball, and I actually very much enjoyed it, but it's difficult. It's difficult to get the ball in the hoop. Like you can cross around and you can move very quickly, but actually aiming is difficult.
And you keep the ball in your lap, basically.
Yes, like
and other
you
people
put it
are
here,
allowed to steal it, like.
Yes, and actually what happened to me as well is, so the wheelchairs actually have a security that it's more difficult to fall backwards. Because you can imagine, if you're rolling backwards and out of nowhere you need to go forward, then you still have a backwards movement, so you can fall backwards, which can be dangerous. So there's a little bit of a safety system at the wheels, if I'm not mistaken. However, what happens is still, if you go too quick and you stop too abruptly, like too quickly, you go down.
Below,
and that happened once with me when testing. Nothing happened,
so that's what happened
no
with
pains.
You.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, exactly.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, that explains my personality. It's like
bad joke.
But yeah, it's like, of course nothing happened, and it's part of the experience. But it does give you the true perspective of being a wheelchair basketball player. Like you experience what the sport is about. If you would see it on television, it might look like something like, but once you've actually been in the wheelchair and tried it yourself, you look at the sport from a whole different perspective. So I really enjoyed. Did you ever encounter, or did you ever play a unique sport like that? Like
not really,
not the traditional, ordinary, everyone knows about type of sport.
Not really, but I did try and. I am a football commentator as well for a blinde Tribunal, which is basically the visually impaired and the blind people coming to the stadium and getting to enjoy the match with our live commentary. So I try to get a feeling of what they're going through as blind people by watching a football match with live commentary, but being blindfolded for as long as I could. And then you realize that you're missing so much, so it's so important to be so descriptive of what's happening. So
and how long have you been doing that for? Commentating at live soccer game? We're not talking about FIFA, we're going to play FIFA, but this is real live.
That started in 2018, I guess, or 2017 for AZ as a substitute for they have a regular duo, Rob Moy and Koen Roosendaal, and they do all the home games. And by now also the away games. But back then I was a stand-in for when one of them couldn't attend. So I guess I did about 3 games a year for a couple of years in a row for AZ Alkmaar, which is top 4, top 5 Dutch team. And then I was like, I want to do more like this. I want to do this every week, basically. So I decided to look up the clubs in the highest Dutch level that did not have such a thing yet. And then I sent
you
out-
basically looked for a gap in the market, like
Exactly.
where can I add my 2 cents
Yeah,
in
exactly.
this industry?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I found a couple of clubs, FC Groningen, which was a 2-hour drive for me, and NAC Breda and Willem II, which were about 1.5-hour drive for me. So I sent out some emails, and then Willem II were very quick to invite me for a talk.
Yeah.
And then we spoke about setting it up, and then
And that is entrepreneurship, being proactive.
Yeah.
Like you can wait for people to approach you, but most of the people probably don't know you.
exactly.
But if you approach them and you know maybe they have an opportunity for you, and now you do
Sure,
it
yeah.
multiple times a year, not
now-
3 times, but
now
more
I do
often?
it for each home game of
Yeah.
Willem II. So
Look at
since
that.
2020, so for a couple of years.
That's
Yeah.
impressive. Entrepreneurship in a nutshell.
Yeah,
here.
thank you, thank you. But
It's,
yeah, you're gonna get a lot of no's if you reach out to people, but for each yes that you get, it's worth 30 no's.
Yeah,
Am I right?
absolutely. Yeah, but you also I also believe like as
Because you're
as
creating
we're
something
both
that wasn't there.
yeah, and we're both entrepreneurs in our field with what we do, and I think that it's also part of the mindset of an entrepreneur. If you wonder,
Yeah.
you know, like if you think this is something I really enjoy doing, and I think I can help football clubs with my talent of being a commentator for this particular audience, because it's a different way of commentating,
take
of
this
course.
My controls are on here already.
Yeah, no, but it's a different way of commentating, and
Yeah.
again, you had the opportunity at AZ, but
Yeah.
then it's about being proactive and not letting no influence you too much. Like maybe 10
Exactly,
clubs say no, but only one has to say yes,
Exactly.
and
yeah.
you have new opportunities, and maybe through the
Yeah.
one that said yes, the others might say yes eventually
Exactly,
as well.
yeah. And maybe in the
that's
beginning
fair.
it was just that we had 3 blind fans and their guidance, or so you had 6 people in the stands listening to your, and maybe 1 sponsor. So it wasn't that much people, but it's building, of course. So yeah.
But
it's
also
some-
because
and
of
even if it's just the
commentators.
3 people, I would still love to do it every week
Yeah.
because it makes them so happy.
Yeah, so if there's any future entrepreneurs or current entrepreneurs watching, you know, being proactive is part of the job. It's
Yeah.
very important. As a global
For
speaker
sure, yeah.
myself, speaking globally,
Yeah.
which wasn't always the case. And actually, a couple of months ago, same story as you. So I'm going to keep it short. I was, I'm speaking a lot in the Netherlands, and sometimes I do speak across the globe. But in order for me to go next level and, you know, take my business one step further, I needed a global agency, like a global speakers bureau,
Yeah.
to help me, because I'm partnered with local agencies like Sports Speakers, Speakers Academy, Athenas. So I'm on their website as a speaker. However, they have national experience, but not global experience.
Yeah.
And in order for me to level up, I needed a global partner. So I reached out to, I think, like 18 different global speaker bureaus, speaker agencies that were top of the bill. I just went down a list that I found, like email once a day, just very regularly, once a day, and send them like all the information they need. And eventually, 3 replied, but 2 I didn't hear after anymore, but 1 actually was very enthusiastic, and they said,
Cool.
we want you on the website, we would like to work with you exclusively. They made my profile in a couple of days, and now they're already talking with a party in America to have me
Wow.
speak in America. And
Sick.
I never had that opportunity if, like yourself, we're not proactive.
Yeah, if you
know, we
didn't
gotta
reach
be
out,
proactive.
yeah, you got to be the
It's
first
part
to
of the
make the
job.
step, for
Same
sure.
with all things in life.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
also
yeah.
with the Global Esports Federation.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
You choose Barcelona.
Yeah. Unless you prefer lower
Right.
caliber teams.
No, I'm good. So
cool.
I will also choose the Spanish competition.
Nice.
Where is Spain?
So probably the
There we
coolest
go.
story that I heard from the
Real Madrid.
the athletes here. It was inspiring. It's not great because it involves some heavy emotions for the athlete as well.
it's
There's one
impressive,
person here who was not in the military, but her mother was in the Ukrainian military, and she got taken captive by Russians recently. So she was supposed to travel here to do archery, and in the end she couldn't compete. So her place was taken by her daughter, Anna Sofia Putanova,
Wow.
just 19-year-old, and she competed here and actually won the 3rd place. So actually she
That's
wasn't
crazy.
yeah, and she wasn't eligible to
impressive,
win a
man.
medal actually, but then the organization decided to award both her and her opponent in the bronze medal match, both of them a bronze medal.
Those are the stories that you only get at the
Yeah.
Invictus Games, honestly.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
and
And
it's
she's even giving interviews in English, and and staying strong.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
And
if that were to be me up there, I'd probably be crying my brains out.
Yeah, because in the end, what's going on? A couple of countries further to the east of the Netherlands, basically, it's hectic. It's life changing for many countries, and that she actually showed up and then manages to win. It shows a lot of dedication and mindset.
Yeah,
so
for sure,
persistence as well.
Yeah.
But at the same time, those are the beautiful stories we like to share.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Are there any other athletes?
And hopefully it helps her to speak to other people in the military about.
Are there any other athletes or people you spoke to that like you remember with a certain story? While we are going to start our FIFA match.
Meanwhile, I already kicked off, but I'll give you some time to gather the troops.
FIFA.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
So I never or barely ever played FIFA, I should say, because when I was younger, I did happen to play FIFA, but then we are talking about like FIFA 99 and I don't know, like 2001 and 2003.
Yeah, exactly. I've played those games on PC. Back when you would whip in a cross from the flank, and then you could always easily score with a header or even a bicycle kick, right?
So by the way, just to make sure, I'm white, I'm Real Madrid.
Yeah.
You're the blue-red one, you're Barcelona.
Yeah.
So that the viewers at least know now who's who. And we'll see who's going to win this match. So, again, two very unexperienced FIFA players.
Yeah.
There's actually
I used
maybe
to play a lot
René.
in the past, but
that
was on PC. So
are you
nowadays
still up to date with the industry? Like what's happening in FIFA, with the World Championships, with the athletes?
Yeah, I like to follow all the different sort of competitions. I know that Serie A has just concluded and Torino was the winner. Obrun 2002 is the player there. And Eredivisie has just had the playoffs. So they all qualified for the final event that's going to take place in Maastricht at I think that's the DreamHack event. Although DreamHack is now
Mac,
working
in the Mac, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Although they're now working with ESL.
Yes, correct. Yeah, ESL, DreamHack, right? It's in cooperation with DreamHack.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's part of the same umbrella, right? So ESL and DreamHack are basically part of the same organization as well.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, I follow football very, very closely, so I know everything about the players on the pitch from at least these top teams and what they recently did. Although I'm not that good at deploying those skill moves myself, obviously, at the right time, because I play this game once every 1.5 months, I guess, on average.
It looks so easy, right? It looks so easy when you see a professional player play a game like FIFA or
whoa, young man.
We have a unexpected guest right here in the broadcast. We have quite a good barrier between us and people, but
sometimes they just
not
skip
good
past.
enough. But so you still follow the scene, right? The FIFA scene, because where
although a lot of it, I can't be able to keep up with everything because there's so many countries with their competitions. But there's also the E-Nations League, which has Belgium and the Netherlands competing. And I travel to Brussels regularly to do live commentary for the matches of the Belgian team. Yeah,
look at that. Actually, the Belgium, do they also have like the A-Divisie that we have in the Netherlands, the national competition?
Yeah, for sure. It's called Proximus E-Pro League. Actually,
Proximus, yeah.
Yeah, and I was actually part of the first 2 seasons as a commentator as well. So that was very cool.
Which season are they in now? Like
they already just finished the 3rd season, in which I've done a few matches as a stand-in, but they switched broadcasting company, and it was a sports agency with actual football commentators, and they used their own football commentators, and they're doing very well, by the way, I might add.
And not to forget as well that you're very active as a host, as a commentator yourself, while still working full time as well. So your passion for the part time,
but still close to full time because it's 4 days a week. So I'm using up a lot of free days for esports events.
Yeah, because that's your passion is in combination with a job you really enjoy.
Yeah, for sure.
Close. No,
well done, mate. I'm having a hard time.
Can't get that ball in the net, man. Horrible.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to do that.
Yeah, so
thought it
again, FIFA. I think FIFA definitely improved compared to the games that I used to play like in the past, many years in
Yeah,
the
it all
past.
seems so scripted. When you did a certain thing, you'd always get the same result, and it would always be 100%
Yeah,
goal.
just press on circle, shoot on the goal, and hope.
Yeah.
But then again, like there's so much more to it, and that's what I was saying. Like when you look at professionals in any game, you think like, oh, you know, that's actually pretty easy.
Yeah.
And then you have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Like when
That's you realize it's not that easy. Oh, look at me.
no, yeah, nee. Lucky bastard.
Yeah.
It's a-
So
no,
it's
it's
read you like a book.
uh,
Oh, and he whistles
no,
when
it's,
I'm about
yeah.
to score the 1-0. Oh.
no, it's like when I play Trackmania as well, or I think if you watch any pro in any game, it's like, oh, like Trackmania, you just drive that car to the finish,
Yeah.
but then you give the controller to someone else,
Yeah.
and they struggle to get cleanly without touching walls through the first
Exactly, yeah.
corners, and it's like,
Yeah.
wow, there's actually, and that's also esports, like there's so much skill involved.
It's the same as actual sports, because when you're watching football on TV, you don't realize how tough it is what they're doing. But then when you play football on an amateur level, and then you get beaten 8-0 by a team, and then you realize that they get beaten 8-0 by some other team in a league higher,
Yeah.
and then you realize that Ajax is probably able to beat that team with 12-0, and then you realize
it
that
says,
Ajax gets crushed by Bayern Munich or Real Madrid, usually.
Yeah.
Then you get a full grasp of how tough it is what they're doing. And that's the same for esports. When you see it happening on screen, it doesn't give you nearly a glimpse of how tough it actually is.
Yeah, but still, if you look at the viewerships, actually the industry. Let's talk a little bit like about COVID and the impact it had on the industry, because of course COVID was a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
A lot has happened during the COVID times. How did you experience those COVID times, and also in relationship to maybe your gaming behavior, or did you see any changes in numbers or amount of players, or
Well,
what did you experience in the past 2 years?
For me personally, it was a big change because I realized quickly that that wasn't going away soon. So I realized that I was either gonna have to take a big sabbatical and just do my other job and then just have a lot of free time.
It's at least a good safety net.
Yeah. But I didn't want to have all the free time. I wanted to stay active and visible in esports, and I realized that soon enough there would be online competitions trying to fill the gap of, well, you know, the sports events that usually take place but can't be held right now.
Yeah.
So I decided to make a home setup because I never did. I was always an offline commentator or host.
Yeah. And what do you
basically.
mean with offline setup? Like, what did you get? Like, how does your setup look like?
I got
For
a
people that maybe
professional-
want to achieve the same
Yeah,
as
yeah.
you've already done.
I got a professional microphone and I got a green screen.
Oh,
And
green screen.
basically not much more than that. I don't even have a proper good gaming chair. I have a chair that's comfortable, so I just use that. I have some lights that I use. Other than that, didn't have to buy much, because you can buy a professional camera, but you can also download some app which is called Irion, and then you can use your phone as a camera. And nowadays phones, they have perfect cameras. So
Yeah. So you basically as a camera, you use your phone, which is, I think, for most people, the easiest way to go, right? If they want to
Yeah.
start out somewhere, then using your phone for live. Give me a second here.
oh, that should have been a goal. Oh, how did I not finish that? I wanted to score it with Frankie de Jong, but I should have just shot with Dembele.
Gotta focus. At least I'm not even sure what I'll just try to move to the ball, but
Oh, thanks.
that's probably the worst throw ever.
Oh, no.
We got it back. So, but okay. So you got a solid system at home, and on the walls of your house, do you also have that sound material like that?
That's something that I could.
like those like.
I don't.
I don't know how you call it.
Yeah,
It
the isolation panels. I
Yes.
think you mean. Yeah. That would be a good addition, because where I live, we have a lot of planes coming over. I live in Nieuwveen, close to Aalsmeer and Hoofddorp, and there you're
with
quite close
Schiphol.
to Schiphol with the exactly. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so you used to commentate FIFA
Yeah.
in the past, as well as Counter-Strike, by the way.
And Pro Evolution Soccer.
Yeah.
I think Pro Evolution Soccer is the thing I'm most proud of, because at some point, after doing the Dutch League every year with 4 qualifying events and a big finals event, then at some point I finally got the chance in 2018 to do a European Championship in Liverpool.
Yeah.
And since then, I had some footage to send around with my English casting, and since then I was allowed to do Porto, London, Kiev. That's actually weird. I was in Kiev 2 years ago.
So it basically helped your career because
Yeah.
you finally had a snippet of content from a big event
Exactly, yeah.
that you were able to use in basically your marketing as well as a
for sure,
personality.
yeah. Because of course you can send them your Dutch footage, but that's not going to get you on international stage.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah,
those
what's your proudest moment? I mean, we've talked about you commentating for the blind audience.
Yeah.
You said it in a nice way. The visually
yeah,
impaired,
visually impaired. Yeah, yeah.
visually impaired audience. You've done FIFA, Counter-Strike. You've played yourself in the past. What's your like one of your best memories or
Yeah,
best
I think
things?
you're probably aware of that, but in 2012 during the London Olympics, basically based on what I did as a caster, but also doing volunteering work and being a blood donor, etc. Someone knew all of that about me, some of my gaming fans. And they sent a letter to Samsung, which was the main sponsor of the London 2012 Olympics. And they were looking for Samsung was looking for 10 Dutch torchbearers, because the torch travels from Athene all the way to London.
I
through
still
Europe.
know your pictures.
Yeah, yeah.
They're still online.
So that was my proudest moment, because first I was nominated together with 1,000 other people, and then somehow I got chosen over, I don't know, maybe even military veterans. I was chosen to be one of those 10 to bring the torch a mile closer to London. It was in Sunderland. It was the 15th and 16th of June,
So
2012.
sick, huh?
Yeah, that was insane.
Like how many people can say I've been running around with the torch of
Yeah,
the Olympics.
the Olympic torch. Yeah, and the most beautiful thing was that they forged 8,000 torches of pure gold, and to resemble the 8,000 torchbearers from all over the world, and we all got to bring it home with us. So in the end, when you met the other torchbearer after a mile,
Yeah.
I had to hold it like that, and then they put the flame on the other one, light it, open the gas canister, and then they took out the gas canister from mine, so I was able to bring it on the plane in order to bring it back to Holland. So it's
So
now
you basically have
mounted on my wall, and I've installed a light in
wow.
it.
Oh
I
really?
didn't do it myself, I'm not that
Yeah.
technically equipped, but I had someone install a light in it. So
I mean,
yeah.
that must be a very unique piece of furniture.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's not-
We can't even call it furniture. There's
Yeah.
a whole history of
there's-
many Olympics.
There's probably just
Was,
900 people in Holland.
Yeah. Now, don't tell them where you live. Like you got
Yeah,
something
exactly.
of massive gold in your
Yeah.
apartment
Yeah,
that you
exactly.
use as a light now as well.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah,
but
it's
yeah,
crazy.
that's amazing. I think
Yeah.
that no one will take that experience away from you. And it's
Exactly.
like,
never.
again, it's like a little bit like the Invictus Games. It's,
Yeah,
it's
it's a lot like
Olympic
this
Games,
event.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
Invictus Games, Olympic Games, and Olympic Games is about competition and the medals. And whereas, for the Invictus Games, it's more about participation, because they also say
Yeah.
that everyone that starts here is already a winner.
Yeah,
you know,
for
that's
sure.
the mindset behind the Invictus Games. That's what Sam, the director of communications of the Invictus Games, told me as well just now before the interview we had earlier today here
Yeah.
on the live stream.
wanna
But
play
there's a lot of
Bouldering?
similarities. Yes, let's do
cool.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, Invictus
But there's a lot of
Games-
similarities.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's
Like,
no
there's
torch,
also the
but
Paralympic part of the Olympic
Yes,
Games,
absolutely.
which is a lot like the Invictus Games, but obviously this is more amped towards. Well, I think the Paralympics will do the same for the people that are competing. It will bring people together. It will make them feel good, help them share their stories with like-minded people or people that went through experiences a lot like their own.
yeah,
I think that's,
absolutely.
that's probably the most important part of the Invictus Games, and I love that about.
Yeah, it's a bit
the
of
Olympics as
attention
well.
and
Oh, that's
yeah,
offside.
Yeah, and what you say, it's like every Olympics or every very big international events, there's always stories that appear in
Oh,
the
yeah.
news afterwards that go viral, that go global.
Yeah.
Very inspiring stories, very sad stories,
Oh yeah, for sure.
like all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And eventually those stories are part of the publicity for an athlete, for an event.
Yeah.
You want to try to create heroes, but at the same time, sometimes the saddest stories or the like motivational stories of people that came from a very difficult situation, but
Yeah.
eventually
They
managed
can
to
be
somehow
inspiring,
win.
yeah.
Like those are very inspiring stories that don't only motivate maybe their coaches or their team, but people around the world.
For sure, yeah. Are there any stories like that you have from gaming? Not necessarily only pertaining to yourself, but is there any person that has impressed you in the world of esports or?
Just in general, you mean?
Aside
Or,
from me, obviously.
I mean, René
No, I kidding.
well, no, you mean in general?
Yeah, anything that stuck to you that
Yeah.
you think like...
So there is one, and I have to relate it to Trackmania again because again, it's the game I used to be a professional in. But while we have some visitors on our left, and I might get scored on. Oh, golden goal situation! I
Sorry,
lost. Distraction.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that was a solid goal, solid attack. Wasn't able to defend, and it's a golden goal scenario. So congratulations,
Cheers, mate.
you won.
Cheers. I'm sure we
And,
can get you a rubber ducky as well.
Yes, yeah.
For
sorry,
the
sorry,
bathroom.
Hank was his name. Eh?
Yeah,
So,
HyperX Hanky.
yeah. By the way, you're not seeing what we're seeing, but there's how many people are here now?
Oh, yeah,
Kids,
about
I think like
30-ish, maybe even more.
I think more,
Yeah.
because there's people behind. What you can't see the seats behind
Yeah,
in
exactly,
the
yeah,
corner.
yeah.
I think like 40, 50 people here currently playing.
Yeah, this is what we're hoping to
a couple of
achieve,
parents
right?
walking around
Yeah.
as well. But no, so I think a person as a like in esports that has impressed me is, and it's actually someone that's not even known, but that's where it started. So Gallo is a gamer that is UK gamer, by the way, and he used to play Trackmania for Team Dignitas, which is a globally very well-known team. And when I was an amateur, like when I basically just started, and I was playing the game, I eventually joined an amateur organization. What happened is I was just playing randomly on some servers, some tracks, and Gallo joined the server. Like, it doesn't happen often that a professional enters a random server with random people.
Sure, yeah.
We happen to be on the same server, so obviously I'm going to ask questions. And I was actually the only one asking questions, so...
Really? Other people
he
might
was
not be aware of esports or
yeah,
who
and
he was.
exactly, and he was the one that not only answered my questions, but actually gave me a couple of good tips in Trackmania. And then at the end of the conversation, when he eventually left and I continued playing the game, is one day I will play against you. And
That's what
he
you
was
said.
he was up there. Yeah, that's what I said. He was like up. You know, for Dignitas, one of the best teams, and I was like only a couple of weeks in the game, still trying to figure out how everything works. However, 10 to 11 months later, 10 months later, I signed my professional contract. So it went very quick in 10 months.
Yeah.
And then a month later, we had to play a final of a tournament, which was called TMT, Trackmania Tournament. Those were, it was like a tournament, many
Was
different
it
teams.
online or offline?
Online event. And in the finals, we had to play Dignitas. So, and who was driving against me? Gallo was driving. So it's
Nice.
like, so he definitely is one of the vital people in my career, because he got me tips that definitely increased my progress.
Yeah.
So and then of course, like I said, my parents are very important to me. I also think that Paul from the Global Esports Federation, to come back on this, Paul is just a very inspiring personality in general.
Yeah.
The people he managed to find to build the federation with, what everyone achieved, including the president, President Chris Chan, is beyond words. And in order to work on such a high level continuously for so far a year and a bit more, and having over 125 partnerships and doing global stuff and being here at the Invictus Games,
Yeah, wow.
you need to be a very good leader to achieve something
Sure,
like that. So I definitely look up to Paul, our current CEO, and who knows, maybe in the future, Paul, I can be CEO of the Global Esports
who knows?
Federation. You know, like
Well.
I can be the one that learns from you. You're my teacher, and maybe in many years to come, I'm able to lead an organization like this. Yeah, that would be amazing. But
I'm sure you could do it.
know,
You're a great
I'm doing it a
ambassador.
little bit with a cheeky eye, but of course I'm very serious. Paul knows. So.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
Paul is a great CEO, and of course he needs great
That's,
ambassadors like you. So
Yeah.
thank you very much for
I appreciate
your time.
it. Well, you too. To you. It's
sure.
it's a bless. It's great being here. So
Oh, yeah.
appreciate the invitation, and
For
yeah, we
sure.
had a good match. Congratulations. You can take
Thank you so much.
the rubber
I'm gonna-
duck Hank.
I'm gonna make sure you get one as well. No worries.
I'm the
So
loser.
thank you all for watching, and be sure to tune in next time. We're gonna be live with the esports stand at the Invictus game. because I'm hoping it's going to happen next year in Düsseldorf, and maybe even have an esports competition as an official part of the games, as a recognized medal competition of the Invictus Games 2023. Next year is Düsseldorf, of course. Friday we have the big reveal for what city is coming up in 2 years' time. So be sure to stay tuned and to follow the Invictus Games. And if you have time, if you're from Holland and you live near The Hague, or even just an hour driving from The Hague,
It's a small country.
come here, come here and have a look, because it's amazing. The weather is lovely and the people are amazing, as you can see. So thank you all for watching, and see you next time.
Bye bye.